welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be really fun to read some anticipated new reads of the last couple of months. So Andy just got neutered, so that's why he has like an airplane pillow on his neck. But he's good. He's sleepy right now. He's all drugged up, so. Anyways, there wasn't a lot of new books this month that I was like super interested in, so this might be a collection of some books from like June or July, but that's about as far back as I've gone. I've already started one. This is A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. I already ripped the dust cover off because I can't read a book with the dust cover. I'm almost halfway, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Basically in this book, our main character Cordelia is living with her mother who controls her, and later she finds out that her mother is a sorceress. Her mother is a widow and is actively searching for a new husband, and this is like around like older times where you have to be courted and where you want to marry, like they wanted to marry men that were rich. Cordelia's mother ends up getting invited to this really fancy rich manor where she is trying to get the hand of a squire who doesn't want to be married, but she can't use magic because of some rules with magic in relation to getting a husband. So she's trying to kind of twist the narrative in order for the squire who doesn't want to marry anyone to marry her. But while they're at this house, the squire has a sister who takes a liking to Cordelia because she's kind of odd and quiet. Oh yeah, let's do that right now. Let's lay down probably. Let's probably lay down. The squire's sister Hester can kind of feel that something is wrong with Cordelia's mother. She calls her Doom. I'm at the part of the book where Hester's trying to figure out what's going on between Cordelia and her mother. So that is where I'm at. I'm really loving it so far. That's where I'm at right now. We're gonna go ahead and crack open a cold one. Pink Slush Alani. Every time, it's just so good. And finished A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. I went into this book very blind. I actually picked it up specifically for this video because I saw that it was released this month, and I had no idea anything about it. I had no idea who the author was, but I really enjoyed this one. The fantasy was so different than anything I've ever read before. It was kind of dark, but not too terribly dark. It was just so magical and mysterious and really fun and quick to read. It's actually a retelling of one of the Grimm's tales. I forgot what it's called, but apparently it's a retelling of that. And I really had a great time reading this. I think I'm actually gonna pick up more books from this author because it was just like perfectly written. I do wish I could have read this during like autumn, like a little bit more of a chilly season, because this was more of like a cozy read. Like, I don't know, something about reading it in the summer felt kind of wrong, but it still was super good. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I think it's only 4.5 for me because I wanted it to be longer, but it is a standalone, and sometimes it's good to have a standalone because I feel like I'm in the middle of so many series and I need to stop picking up new series. So this was fun. This was really good. I definitely recommend it. It isn't very high fantasy, so it's super easy to understand. And you fall in love with the characters very quick. The author is very great at making you really love them, and she's very good at building, like world building, very fast. This was also kind of like a, what would you call it? Like a Regency era book. So I normally hate that because I don't understand what they're saying, but the author does a really good job of not overdoing it with like the Regency talk. So very good, 4.5 stars. I'm kind of a little bit hungover from this book because I really enjoyed it so much. So we'll see what I pick up next. I'm not sure but I'll let you guys know. It is actually the next day since you saw me pick up this book. I didn't get much reading done yesterday because after a few chapters I picked up TikTok and then I started doom scrolling for multiple hours on end, and then I started getting like brain fog and I just wasn't feeling my best. So I didn't even want to read, so I just laid in bed and watched TV, which literally sounds disgusting. But I'm hoping to get some more reading done tonight. Side note, if you wanted to know how bad my dog truly is, let me just show you, okay? So, look at that. It's not gonna focus on it. Look at that, right? You're thinking, oh, maybe you just dog-eared some pages. Yeah, so he ate about 3 chapters worth of my book. Literally left him unattended for maybe 2 minutes, and I came back out and I thought he had a receipt in his mouth, and it turned out he ate about 3 chapters of my book. So once I cross that bridge, I don't know if I want to. This is literally a brand new book too. I literally bought this Saturday and this is the state it's in. He's never eaten any of my books before, so that was awesome. I don't know if I want to go pick up another copy from Target, or if when I get to those chapters, maybe I'll just audiobook them. We shall see once we get there. Okay guys, it's really late and I feel like a common occurrence is for me to excuse the way I look, but seriously, excuse the way I look. My hair is crazy. Take this as your sign to never cut bangs. Literally ever. I am almost 100 pages in and I think I get what's going on. The blurbs, or I guess the synopsis on the back, doesn't really tell you much, and so that leaves me for concern about what is going on in this book, and I think I know what's going on. I don't want to spoil it because this is spoiler free, but I think what I'm thinking is gonna become right. So I'm excited for that. So far, not very connected with the characters, but I think I'll get to there. Okay, quick little update for you guys. I'm at the part that, also you can hear my dog chewing a bone right now, so disregard that. That's the only way I can make him be calm. I'm at the part that he ate out of my book, so I ran into the dilemma that I don't have any more listening hours on Spotify. Let's go buy a new book, but then I was like, I don't need to go buy it again. So I got a free subscription on some website, audiobooks.com. So I'm gonna listen to, I think it's 3 chapters, and then I'm gonna pick it up and stuff, but I figured I would listen to it while I play some Animal Crossing, and I just wanted to give you guys a little update of what was going on. Y'all, it's happening. It's happening. It's finally happening, folks. At first, I really was not interested in our male main character, but now I am. Like giggling and kicking my feet, so I need to chill. It's been a while since it's been a while since the last clip because we haven't chatted in a while, but it also has been a while since the last clip of you guys watching me absolutely bawl my eyes out to this book. I'm not sure why it was so devastating to me, but after that clip, I went ahead and finished the 2 chapters I had left. And then I just needed a few hours, days to sit with my thoughts on it. for some reason it really destroyed me. It didn't put me in a book slump, but like a book hangover, and I didn't really want to read anything. So I couldn't pick up the next book for this video right away, which is why this video is a little late. But yeah, so let's talk about The Love of My Afterlife. I keep going back and forth on whether or not I think this book is a 4 or a 5 stars for me. At first, when I first put it on Goodreads that I'd finished it, I had it as a 5 stars, but now I kind of think it's more of like the 4.5 range, just because this book started out very, very slow to me. Like, I wasn't connecting with our main character. I thought that the premise of the book was very cool and different, and obviously you start out literally right away with the premise of the book of her going to like this afterlife therapist and then being sent back to chase her soulmate that had also been to the therapist but was accidentally sent there. So right away you're into that, and I enjoyed that idea, but I wasn't necessarily in love with their love. I don't know if this is a spoiler. How do I talk about this book? This may be a spoiler, and not sure if it is or not, so if you don't even want to know, just skip ahead. But basically, as she's trying to find her soulmate that will save her from going back to the afterlife, she ends up falling for her neighbor Cooper, who she used to hate. And I think it's blatantly obvious that they're gonna fall in love pretty early on in the book, so that's why I'm not sure if it's a spoiler, but it doesn't say it on the back of the book, so maybe it is. I think there's a clip of me saying like, oh, I think I know what's about to happen, and that's what it was. Like, I knew that her and Cooper were starting to feel something for each other. So yeah, that once they get together and we start seeing them interact kindly with each other and them falling in love with each other, that is when the book really started to pick up for me, and then I started to not be able to put it down. And then at the end, I was literally just devastated. I don't normally cry over books like ever, so for me to bawl was totally out of character, and that's why I don't know if it's a 5 stars, because it made me feel some type of way, but it also was very, very slow, and I almost like put it down to return to later because of how slow it was in the beginning. So I don't know, but it also makes sense that it was that slow because it's supposed to be kind of like a build-up, and you're supposed to kind of root for her to go for the one guy, but then you're kind of being like I don't know, it's a journey. So that's why I don't know if it's a 5 star. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it at a 4.5. It's a nice, safe middle. I don't know. It's just, it didn't give me that 5 star feeling right off the bat. For me, a 5 star book has to have me hooked like literally right away. Like, if I am picking up my phone in between each chapter, it's probably not a 5 star book. Our next book I have already started and gotten pretty far into. I haven't updated you guys. It actually did used to be intact. Apparently my dog is going through a phase of eating my books. Yeah, I don't know where he is getting this little quirk from, because he's literally never touched one of my books ever. So I have to keep putting them literally somewhere where he will not be interested in getting them. Like, even if it's just on the counter, he counter surfs, unfortunately. But he just isn't like really interested in them unless I leave it like on the couch or on the table or in the bed. So this literal beautiful Barnes & Noble exclusive cover has been fucking destroyed. But it was still readable. I'd already fit past that part. And I don't know if he just like wants to be like me. I don't know if he wants to lengthen his vocabulary, but I don't really appreciate it. So this is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. This is her newest release. This one was released in June, so still pretty brand new. I heard that this one is, I don't know how to put this, like, because none of her books are young adult, but I've heard that this one is like super adult, so we'll see. I love Ali Hazelwood. I really haven't gotten into many of her books, but from the ones that I've read, besides Bride, I really liked. I love the science-y aspect of it. Oh, and it's also set in Austin because Ali Hazelwood lives in Austin, which is like super weird because she keeps mentioning like subdivisions within Austin. It's like so weird. It's literally like breaking the fourth wall for me because she is talking about these subdivisions that I've been to in Austin. She's talking about UT Austin. So it's just like, I love that. It's so fun. I wish she would like mention restaurants and stuff, but she hasn't yet. So, I just think that that's funny because I live in Austin, but yeah. So I'm having a really good time reading this. I am pretty far into it. It is spicy. Like I said, it is more out there in the adult realm of her books, I guess, which I didn't really know going into it until I picked this up. It's pretty good so far. I really love the sciencey backplot of it. Basically, our female main character, Rue, works for Klein, and they are like this biofuels science company, and she is doing her own like testing on food conservation. Her company is bought by Harkness, which is like this other sciencey company that like buys other companies to help them like get off the ground and stuff like that. But everyone is super sus of them because they're just coming in and wondering why they need their help. So yeah, let's keep reading this and see how it goes. He looks really cute, but just remember that he did this. It's really cute though. Okay guys, it's currently the next day and I have finished Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I didn't do too many updates on this one, so my apologies for that. I did read it like really fast, so I think I read this in like a day and a half or something like that, with just like little short breaks in between. Like I said, this book is about Rue, who works for this science company for one of her best friends named Florence, who is the CEO of the company. And one night she texts this dude on a dating app to meet her somewhere. Things go down, they end up having a great night together. Really all that happens is they meet at a bar, and then he just drives her home, and they end up having this like weird kind of spark that wasn't supposed to happen. She had just called for a hookup and they actually ended up having a spark. So next day she finds out that her company Klein is getting taken over by another company, Harkness, who has bought them out. And the guy that she had met at the bar the night prior is one of the co-founders, co-owners of Harkness. So right off the bat, this is reminding me of Pretty Little Liars. Like when Ezra and Arya hook up, and then oh, she's like, that's her professor. So that's what that was reminding me of immediately. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be an enemies to lovers. However, I didn't get that very much. He is very much golden retriever obsessed from the very beginning. I get where the enemies to lovers is supposed to come in because he's buying over a company. She is really sussed out with him. But from the whole, like literally from the start, he's obsessed, which is literally a chef's kiss. I will say this book is very, very spicy, especially for Ali Hazelwood book. I think normally she does very closed door romances, but this one was very not closed door. So if that's something you're not interested in, maybe this one's not for you. I did end up giving this one 4 stars. I think it wasn't a 5 stars just because I think it was maybe a little bit too spicy. I maybe understand where she's coming from. Maybe she is being forced to sell more spicier books because of book talk and stuff like that. But I don't think it was necessarily bad. It just, sometimes I think it overdid it and like failed to show their like actual emotional connection rather than just their physical connection. I still think they had a very great emotional connection. The way they communicated was amazing. I don't think that the amount of spice was like a good thing or a bad thing. I think that's just kind of what the premise of the book is. But yeah, this book was super good. I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and start going back through Ali Hazelwood's old books. It just reminded me that I love the way Ali Hazelwood writes. I hated Bride, but the way she writes is just, it's fast, but also she puts a lot of information, but it's also fast. I don't know, it's just the way she writes is perfect for my brain speed, I guess. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and go back and read some more of her books soon because I had a great time reading this and I think everyone should pick it up unless you aren't into spice. Of course, it had the sciencey aspect that pretty much every Ali Hazelwood book has. I live for it. I think it's fun. Okay guys, that is the end of this video. I obviously had a very great time reading these books. Literally, all of these are 4 stars or higher. We laughed, we bawled, we giggled. I had a great time with these. I think that all of these really lived up to the hype. I know it's kind of hard with new releases sometimes, especially if it's an author you're really anticipating. Whenever that day comes and you eventually get around to reading it, sometimes they can fall kind of flat because you're really anticipating them. but I think all of these did what they needed to do. Had a great time reading them. So let me know if you guys have been influenced to go out and buy any of these new releases, or if you've already read them and didn't like them or thought differently than me, just let me know. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!